Hiya, I'm Phil and welcome to my first video of my new YouTube channel, Smallholding UK. I've got just under 4 acres here. Me and my wife purchased this, what was just a little paddock, about 17 years ago. It was just a rough grass paddock when we bought it. There wasn't a single tree, a single fence post inside. Only 3 sides were stock fenced. Straight away I've put fencing up all round, planting and hedging all round, and over the last 17 years I've slowly but surely turned it into a small holding. My children have kind of pushed me into doing this YouTube channel. They've said for many years now that the things I do here that people would find interesting, so I've kind of been badgered into it a little bit, but actually quite looking forward to doing it. It'll spur me on to do all the little things, the little projects that I've got planned. It will spur me on a little bit to do those and to video it, if there's any interest, of course. So basically, in the past, I've done the pigs. Had a little flock of sow sheep. We bred pygmy goats for a while. At the moment, on the land, all I've got is a few geese, a small flock of silky bantams, and 3 hives of bees. I don't know going forward if I'm planning on doing any more of the larger livestock. It's quite a tie, it's quite an expense actually as well, price of feed and everything. It probably works out cheaper to buy good meat from the butchers than rearing your own. I may do, we'll see, but my plans really at the moment with this area here that I've produced since lockdown is my no-dig veg garden, so I'm going to concentrate on the fruit and veg going forwards, and a bit of poultry. I do like my chickens, but because I don't live on site, I don't have any running water, I don't have any mains, everything's off grid basically. I've got a bit of solar power, water collection off the roofs of shacks and buildings that I've put up, but I need to do everything in a way that I can keep the poultry protected. So in the past I've lost poultry to buzzards, foxes, stoats, all sorts. So going forward, one of my projects will be I'm fencing off an area for 3 cages that I bought. I've got the first one I've just started to assemble. I've got 2 more ordered. They're fully enclosed poultry cages, netting all over, so buzzards can't get in. The netting itself is slightly too big holes and stoats could potentially get in, so I bought an extra roll of wire, small holes to go around the bottom to do a skirt to keep the stoats and weasels out. So I'll put them up over there with enough room to move them every couple of weeks, every month. So that's a project for another video. I do all sorts of things here really. I started planting trees straight away, pretty much the first, second year maybe that I got the hold in. Planted 1,000 ash trees originally, sycamores, oaks, beeches, all sorts. Unfortunately, the ash trees, I have started harvesting them for firewood, but they have got ash dieback. Pretty much everyone has got ash dieback. I don't think many are going to make it, so I don't think I will get a second harvest. I'm coppicing them now. I get some regrowth, and within a couple of years the tips are dying. So another project I've got planned is, after doing some research, I've ordered 200 fast-growing eucalyptus trees. I'm on a south-facing slope here, slightly southeast, but pretty much south-facing. It's quite shaly at the top, quite dry, and these eucalypts will cope with drought, and they're supposedly very quick growing and have a sort of density for burning similar to oak. So that's another project going forward, is to do the eucalyptus plantation. So this first video really is just to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about what's going on here, what I'm going to do going forwards, and if there's interest, and I'll do more videos. So I will start just by giving you a little tour of this area here. There's too much really to cover in one video of all the other areas, but I'll just take you through this area here. with the no-dig garden, and we'll go from there. So this is my first poultry cage that I bought. Like I say, I've got 2 more ordered. It's actually quite a good deal. It was £100 off, end of line, just off Amazon. UK, Feel Good UK, I think the company was called. Just over 4 meters, I think it's 4.2 meters by 3 wide. Fully enclosed with mesh. Like I say, I'm going to put some small gauge mesh around the base to stop little weaselly and stoaty things getting in. But yeah, that should do the job, hopefully. So this is my compost area. Got 3 bays. Just turned this bay over and started a new one. This is the turned over compost, and this is the compost that I've been using to top me no dig beds up. This is just a barn, a pole barn, 6 meters square, that I built beginning of lockdown. Out the front here I do some chipping. I've got this little chipper here. I was given that by a customer. It shreds and chips. It's only small, but it does quite a good job. I shred all my hedge clippings, and I grow a lot of hazel and other stuff, sort of smaller stuff, spindle. Some of the sycamore around the edges I coppice regularly, so it doesn't get too big and risk falling on the footpath that goes around my property. So all this is wood chip that I will use for the paths or for mulching around trees, but I also add it to my compost as a gardener. I get a lot of grass clippings, and it's important to mix browns with greens 50-50 if possible. So I do mix wood chip in with that, along with twiggy stuff, leaves, other stuff, cardboard, newspaper, all sorts like that. So off that roof I have a gutter system. Comes down into this old tank here that a friend of mine got for me. It was a damaged tank, split tank. Some farmer was getting rid of it, so I got that for free. I just had to fiberglass it up and fix it. 2,500 litres. That tank is a 1,500 litre tank that I bought for £50 from a farm sale. Now I've got a couple of 1,000 litre IBCs there. I've got a few other buildings over the back there. I've got another 3,000 or 4,000 litres I collect off of there. So, the veg garden. I've got 20 beds. They're all new. These ones haven't had anything in them at all. I've only just finished these. I had 12 beds that I finished last year. I did suffer terribly last year with wireworm. I didn't realise until after the growing season that actually when you turn pasture land to a veg garden, you can suffer quite badly with wireworm, because wireworm are the larvae of click beetles, apparently, that live in grassland. So for a year or two afterwards you can suffer badly with wireworm. So I'm going to try some nematodes in the spring to try and get those down a bit. I lost a lot. I lost all my Swedes, leeks, carrots, everything. Real bad year. It's a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, 2 rose arches there that I was given from a customer. I tend to not throw anything away if I can help it. I like to reuse stuff. I'm going to grow 2 hardy kiwi acai, I think they're called, up there. And I've got 2 kiwi Jenny, which I'll grow along the back of the fence into the corner and down this fence here. Then between the posts, I do apologise, I've only got my phone, so I hope it's not too wobbly. Between the posts I've got a pair and another pair, a Williams and a Concord, that I'm growing as an espalier. So I put the wire in, I've cut them down low, and I'm going to train those up over the next few years as espaliers. I've also got 4 apples that I've cut down, and I'm going to grow as espaliers. They're from my dad's tree. He's got a lovely apple tree in his garden. We're not sure what it is, but it stores really well. It's a good eater, it's a good cooker, and it produces masses of nice big tasty apples. So I did some grafts, 10 grafts, 4 of them I got planted in here, and 6 I've dotted around up the top of my holding. So along here I've got 3 or 4 and a couple more over the side there. I have got other orchards down behind this hedge here with cider apples and various other things, but I am in a bit of a frost hollow here, and anything that blooms and blossoms quite early tends to get hit by frosts. So I'm just hoping to put them up the field, even though it's a bit more exposed, it may keep the frost off a bit. But it's always a bit of a worry. I have frost sometimes into early June. 6th of June last year, I lost all my beans and things that I brought down here. I've got a couple of polytunnels, but I've only got paraffin heaters and propane heaters, and it costs a lot of money to run those full pout in a 6 metre by 3 metre polytunnel. So this year I've made a decision to not really start planting anything probably till the beginning of April. It's just quite disheartening when you lose stuff. So in these barrels I've cut in half, they're 100 litre barrels, 200 litre side I've cut in half, so 100 litre pots. These have got ericaceous compost with blueberries in, so I've got 5 of those. I've got summer fruiting raspberries down this side. These 10 here, 5 between each post, are tulamine. So these can be tied up to fruit early in next summer. That's my noisy geese. These 10 here are Glen Ample, another summer fruiting raspberry. And then I've got 2 rows of autumn fruiting, autumn bliss there, and then all gold there, which is pretty much a yellow version of autumn bliss. I have my strawberry towers here. The strawberry, I think it's pronounced Mara de Bois. Very tasty strawberry. Kind of produces over a long period. I did have these originally in a bed, but I could only get 18 strawberries in a bed. I can get 28 strawberries in this tower for a fraction of the space. So I've got 3 of those towers. So you should have plenty of strawberries, and they'll be easier to net like that as well. So what else have we got? So at the end here, because I'm south facing from the west here, I tend to get a lot of wind comes from the west. So I want to create a bit of a screen here. I might put a hedge the other side of the fence, but what I have done for now is I've put a goji berry there, another one there, and another one there. So those are quite fast growing apparently. I've never grown them before, but quite fast growing to 2, possibly 2.5 meters, and will create a bit of a windbreak. The eucalyptus plantation that I talked about, I'm going to put behind these tree guards you see here, behind there, going up the hill to behind these trees up there. That'll be my eucalyptus firewood plantation. And I've got various other projects, things I'm going to do here, which I'll cover in other videos, and I'll show you I'll do other parts showing you around the different areas I have here. But basically this is the plot, the veg plot, where it all started in lockdown. And this is where most of the fruit and veg is going to be done. I do have a potato patch by this little green polytunnel behind the hedge. Got a potato patch along there, and the other side of the tunnel there. Got a few little shacks and buildings, an outdoor gym I built for when the lockdown came in, various other stuff. But yeah, like I say, if there's any interest, then I will do other videos, but please feel free to comment, make suggestions. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to try and tell anyone how to do anything. I'm still learning myself. I'm just going to basically do a few videos showing you what I'm doing here, and hopefully people will be interested. So thanks again, thanks for listening, and if you want to, like and subscribe. Thanks again.